Hello, Queens, and welcome to Nubian Queen Talk. The topic of discussion that I have for you today is daddy wounds. Queens, I know that this subject is a very sensitive subject, but it's a subject that needs to be talked about, that we very seldom talk about. And I'm here to tell you that I understand. So for some of the things that you may be experiencing in life, I'm here to kind of break some of that down for you, to kind of get you to understand why you may react, why you may do the things that you do. And it's simply because of daddy wounds. Here I'm going to give you a part of some of the things I experienced in life. And one of the experiences was my daddy was not in my life. So when I was young, growing up, I always desired and wanted daddy to be there. Daddy would say he's going to come. Daddy would not show up. And I'll be waiting for daddy to come. Even if it had been hours later, nighttime came, the next day came, I still hoped and prayed that something might have come up and daddy was going to come the next day, and he never showed up. I longed for daddy to come. As a little girl, I always wanted to feel appreciated, loved, accepted. And that is something that daddy was supposed to have done. Daddy is supposed to make you feel safe. Daddy is supposed to compliment you, tell you how beautiful you are, how precious you are, how much of a jewel that you are, how much of a queen that you are. Daddy is supposed to compliment you. Daddy is supposed to make you feel safe. Daddy is supposed to make you feel beautiful. Daddy fills in the gap in the place where mom supposed to feel. Mom does her role. We're not here to talk about mom's role today. We're here to talk about daddy's role and about daddy wounds. And about how when daddy is not present in your life, you begin to do things that you should not do, like have plenty of boyfriends, always longing for a man to be in your life. The reason why you're jumping from boyfriend to boyfriend, want this guy friend or want a relationship with a friend, is because you're looking for that relationship from a man that you did not get from daddy. If daddy was there to tell you how beautiful you are, you would not accept those sweet nothings from a young man or boy. You would not accept it because it's things that you've already heard before. And the reason why you fall for those sweet nothings is because it's a word that you longed for so many years, that you wanted daddy to say to you, and daddy should have said to you that he didn't. So now finally a man has entered into your life, and he's telling you all these things that you want to hear and need to hear, and he is taking advantage of it. He realized that you are that chick, you are that woman that needs a man in your life, that longs for a relationship. So because you're longing for something, you're weak in that area and you're wanting it so bad, you don't have value for yourself. You're not built up to feel beautiful, to feel loved and be confident in who you are. And that's daddy's role. So now you depreciate yourself by accepting sweet nothings. These words that they're saying doesn't even matter. They're nothing. That's why they call them sweet nothings. So yet and still you accept it. Because you're longing for that relationship, to that man that you want him to make you feel safe and make you feel secure, make you feel beautiful, to compliment you, to tell you how good of a job you're doing, how wonderful you are. Because those are words that you actually longed for from daddy. So guess what he does? He plays on it. He tell you that you're a little beautiful here and there, and he'll come and see you in now and then, and he may accept your calls, or he may respond back to your text messages, and you'll see him one day and the next few days he's gone, and he'll go days without even responding back to you, and whenever he does respond back, you're upset, you're mad, and all that good stuff. But yet until you let him back into your life, and he does it over and over again because he knows that he can. But if you had value for yourself, if you had daddy to tell you how wonderful you are, when that man did that to you, that joker did not show up, you would have dropped him like a bad habit. But because you didn't have self-value and self-worth, You accepted him treating you like that. Let me tell you something, queens. When you don't have dad in your life and you get into these relationships, you get into relationship after relationship after relationship, you will be someone like myself. I had bad relationships, and because I was around toxic relationships, I always thought that arguing, bickering, complaining, fighting, fussing was the norm in relationships. And that's what I did, because that was my comfort zone. And then finally God brought a man into my life. And he didn't understand the arguing and the fussing and the fighting and the bickering and throwing pots and pans and punching and all that stuff. He didn't understand that. So you have a man who has daddy wounds himself. And then when you get a good man, you're not even going to know how to treat him. You're waiting for him to leave you. You're doing things that make him want to leave. You're hoping that he'll leave. You're hoping that the bad part of him, shows up. You're hoping that you do something, he'll say something that make you just want to make him leave because he's too good to be true. And you don't believe that you deserve a good man. You don't, and matter of fact, you may not even know a good man when you see him because you're used to the bad men. Used to your daddy lying to you. You're used to, daddy not showing up. You're used to daddy saying he's going to do this and do that and he never comes through. So therefore you get men who do the same things to you that daddy did to you. No show. Abandon you, reject you, drop you, don't answer your calls, don't respond to your text messages. So now when you're looking for a man, you're actually looking for a man who's just like daddy. So when you get a man who's a good man, who's consistent, responsible, reliable, calm, educated, got so much going for himself because he had both parents in his family. And when you get him, you're doing everything you can to make him mad and run him off because you're saying you're too good to be true. Like you're looking for him to show out and act a fool just so you can kick him off to the side. Because you're saying, I'm wondering when you're going to leave me. I'm wondering when you're going to go. And you're wondering that because daddy left you. Daddy abandoned you. Your other guys, boyfriends, ex-husbands that was in your life abandoned you. And you're just wondering when this good man that is now entering into your life is going to abandon you. He's showing you something different, something new. Something that you've never experienced in your life and maybe not even seen, because the relationship that you've seen, like with your mom and your aunts and grandparents and things of that nature, may not have been the best example. And now when a good man is bringing something new to you, it's scary. You don't even want to be in a relationship with him. You're saying it's too good to be true. Like, what did I do to deserve someone like yourself? Well, queen, you deserve a good man. You've had all those dogs, all those foul men, all those perverts, all those manipulators, all of those broken men in your life. It's time that you get a good man who's balanced, who's secure, who's confident in himself. The sad thing about it, queen, is that when a good man comes into our life, sometimes we don't know it and we miss out on a good man, or we'll run them off simply because they're too good to be true. And then we're wanting that man who's too good to be true to fill the gap and the void that daddy should have filled. That's a subject right there. We're getting with these men, our husbands, and we're expecting them. You need to make me feel safe. You didn't tell me that I was beautiful. You didn't compliment me. You didn't. And the biggest thing that we always say, he makes me feel safe. Queen, I'm here to tell you, you should feel secure about yourself before a man even enters into your life. That is what daddy supposed to have done, is make you feel secure. But we'll get with our husbands or guys in our life, and we're expecting them to fill a void that they're not intended to fill. They're not supposed to be in your life to make you feel safe and secure and beautiful and to tell you all these things. That's what daddy was supposed to have done. What they do is add in addition to what daddy has already implemented inside of you, what daddy has already imparted inside of you. Only thing you're doing is adding to what you already know. So what happens when they don't do it, you miss out on it. And when they don't tell you that you're beautiful, you feel worthless. Or when they walk out on you or cheat on you, you feel like, what did I do wrong? That joker walked out on you. He left you. He abandoned you. If you would secure yourself, you would know already. That I didn't have anything to do with that. He did that, so that was something going on within himself. It's not your fault that he cheats on you. It's not your fault that he beats on you. It's not your fault that he mistreats you, queen. It's not your fault. You will not accept it had you been healed on the inside. You will not accept a man not calling you, texting you, coming by, spending time with you, coming at a decent hour. If you have children, him spending time with their children. Had you been brought up with that in your life and you secure within yourself who you are, having your identity, something that dad is supposed to give you and help you with. If when that man started falling short, you fall back. And you start telling him, no, what I'm not going to accept, you didn't call me. So I'm not going to accept your calls. I'm not going to accept your text messages. So you will learn how to teach him how to treat you, queens. Daddy wounds. Daddy wounds hurt so deep. And even as a little girl, you always still long for daddy to be there to comfort you, to compliment you and be there for you. Even as grown women, we grow up with daddy wounds, and that little girl is still longing to be held. She's still longing for that man to take her into his arms and make her feel safe, insecure, protected. And we're looking for that from a man. And that's what daddy is supposed to have done. So queens, I'm here to tell you, just like that little girl and you need to be healed, there's a Father above that can fill the gap that your daddy didn't fill. I call God. I call my Father. I call Abba Father. I call him Daddy. I'm telling you, queens, when I get to a certain place in my life and I need something strong and stable and reliable and committed and faithful, I say, Daddy, Abba, Father, who art in heaven, I need you now. I need you like never before. When I call on him like that, I know without a shadow of a doubt he stops for me, because that's who I called on to fill the gap of my absent father, of my absent daddy. I let God help heal that brokenness, that wound inside of me. I allowed him to do that. I found my own daddy, and who was God. So now I can accept the man in my life as my husband, not as my daddy, to try to fill the gap, but make him responsible to fill the void and gaps that my daddy left opened for others to come in and use it to their advantages. When you get older, you will accept people, mishandling you because you don't know your identity. Daddy helps bring out your identity. Daddy helps you to stand up right. Daddy helps you to sit up right. Daddy helps you to hold your head up. Daddy helps you to feel confident. Daddy makes you feel secure and not insecure. Daddy helps bring your self-esteem up and make you confident in who you are. Because he takes you into his loving arms and lets you know, baby, I got you. A daddy is not just a man that comes to the house, pay bills, make sure you have food and clothes, but a daddy gives you attention. Daddy spends time with you, kings. Spend time with your little girls. Spend time with your boys. It's not so much as you paying child support. It's not so much as you coming by from time to time. But take them fishing. Take your little girl fishing. Take your little boy fishing. Take your little girl shopping. Take your little boy to go fix a tire, fix a car. Or to just show him how to fix a car. Just talk to them about life in general. You don't have to be with their mother. If she half crazy and she don't know she coming to go, and do your best to still be in your children's life. Don't take what you're going through with their mother out on your children. Do your best to be there for your children. That's how come they start acting out in certain ways. And especially us females, we become very promiscuous. We'll sit there and have sex with any and everybody. We will accept any and everything in relationships because we don't know where the boundaries are. We don't know what we should and should not accept in a relationship. Because daddy abandoned me, rejected me, lied to me. Daddy left me behind. Daddy left me opened. Daddy didn't make me feel safe and secure. And I'm telling you, daddy, some things you are going to miss. Some things will still happen. But they know when daddy come around, daddy's going to be upset. Daddy's going to take charge, and daddy's going to figure things out, and daddy's going to see how he can make things happen. And daddy's going to step up to the punching bag. Daddy going to do what he can to make sure he turn around and make his child feel like they're safe. And like, baby, it's not your fault that happened to you. And baby, let me tell you, this is what happened, and this is life. And things like this will happen. Talk to your children, daddy. Little girls long for it. We do all sorts of things to try to make us feel special. We do our face up. We do our hair. We lose weight, gain weight, wear certain clothes. We do all we can to get a man's attention. Daddies, if you're out there and you're looking at this video, please take out time with your little girls. Because that little girl is going to be a woman one day. Or she's going to become a promiscuous teenager. And you're not even going to know why she's so rebellious. Why she won't listen to her mother anymore. Because she has been touched. But had you had been there, you'd been there to talk to her. You'd have been there and you'd have taught her how a young man is supposed to come to the house and supposed to see and visit the mother and the daddy so y'all can have a conversation with him before he even take her out anywhere. Or have a conversation with her so that she would know. Keep your head in your books at school. Get an education. Get your life right before you even try to get into a relationship. Or if you decided you would let her date, bring that young man over to the house. Examine him. Ask him who his family is. You need to know his background. You need to know what type of family your little girl is probably about to get involved in. Don't wait till your little girl get into a relationship and then her mom is calling you and telling you that my baby is with this guy. He has abused her. He has cussed her out and called her everything but a child of God, and she's crying. And she keeps going back to him. You know why she's going back to him? It's because she waited for you to come. And she listened to your lies. She listened to your excuses. And so now she'll suck in and everything from this man and how he treats her. Because she don't know that she's not supposed to be treated like that. And it's sad that a lot of us, women and queens out here, have been abandoned and rejected. And one thing I'm going to tell you about being abandoned, you're always longing to be accepted. And sometimes longing to be accepted, you will accept anything from people just to fit in. Just to fit in. You will accept anything. That's why it's not good to abandon your children. Because they're always going to be dealing with abandonment issues. And they're always going to be looking for people to run out of their lives. Are they going to be quick to run out of people's lives? They can't commit to anything and be faithful or loyal to anything. Because that's what they're used to, running. Daddy ran. Their relationships, and when a good relationship come in, they're wondering when this man or this woman is going to leave out of their life because it's too good to be true. Then they begin to just mistreat that person because they're afraid, they're scared, terrified that this good somebody that's entered into their life is gonna leave. So they may even ruin a good man or a good woman that has come into their life because they have daddy issues and wounds. Queens, if you have daddy issues, and you know daddy has not been in your life, examine the relationship that you're in now and see how you accept and tolerate things in your life. And just because daddy was there, he was at the house, he sat and watched television, but did daddy spend time with you? And I'm not talking about spending time with you touching on your body. I'm talking about really spending time with you to make you feel safe. Tell you that you're beautiful. Spending time with you and telling you that you did not do anything wrong. And if you did, he took you and he talked to you, even disciplined you if he needed to. But also he did it in love. Kings, do not abandon your children. Be there as much as possible. Do whatever you can and whatever needs to be done to be there to support your young men. They need you. Prison system is enlarging by the day. They need you in their life. I don't care what you've done in your past. Come up as a man and try to teach your men not to make the same mistakes that you made. They need help too. These young men out here, a woman can only do so much for her young boys. She can teach him only so much, but she cannot teach him how to be a man. She may can tell him what are some of the things that he should do as a man, but she can't tell him how to be a man. How he should feel about himself inwardly, so he can be confident and hold his head up high. You know, I'm telling you something. When a parent is absent, especially daddy, when daddy is absent, it causes you to become angry and bitter. I was angry and bitter. I was angry and bitter for years. I was mad, angry, upset with the world. I hated men. Although I had a boyfriend, had first husband. Why did I get into those relationships knowing that I had issues? And I got with someone who had issues so I could do that. I was mad with the world simply because daddy wasn't there with me. And I expected my mother to do some of the things that my daddy was supposed to have done, made me feel safe. I was upset with mom because things happened and I felt like she should have been there. And I was angry with her. Until I got older and realized mama couldn't have done everything. She did her best that she could as a single mother, raising children by herself. And daddy nowhere to be found. Couldn't call daddy because he don't have the same phone number. Daddy jumping from place to pillar to post. She can't call him and say, this is something that happened to your daughter. Call her because she needs you. I never received a phone call when things happened. But had daddy called me, I would have felt better. Maybe I could have talked to daddy and told him some things. And maybe he would have made me feel better, maybe feel safer or so more secure. Just a phone call. Daddy? Just a phone call. A phone call. Talk to your little princess daddies. Talk to her on the phone as much as you can, even if you're not able to be present physically in her life. But you can be there yet and still through phone conversations. They got so many outlets out here where you can talk with your little girls. They got Messenger, iPhones got where you can call on your phone. I mean, there's no way you can do video recordings nowadays. So if you can't even speak to your child on the phone, record a video and talk to your little girl and encourage her. Talk to your little mean, your little prince and encourage him. Talk to him. Find ways to communicate with them. Fill the gap. Fill the void. Fill it. There's really no excuse. And you wonder why they hate you. Why they are angry with life. It's only because they're looking for love in all the wrong places. That's my next subject. Kings and queens. I pray that this video helped you in some way. I know it's some things I probably did not tap into, But those things that was dear to my heart, I had to get it out. I had to talk about daddy wounds. Queens, I love you. God loves you more. Kings, I love you, but God loves you more. And it's going to be okay. It's going to be well with your soul. Just know there's other people that are out there who have been wounded, that are hurting. Women who seem like she's bipolar and got so much going on with her. And it's only because of the wounds. I'll talk to you later. God bless you. And we will talk soon. Stay tuned for next Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places. Like, share, subscribe, and press the bell button.